am I moving in ego? Am I moving in lust? Am I moving, with intentions that, I actually like this person, or I like what he has or what he can do for me? Like, those things are honest questions you have to ask when you're talking about discernment.
Discernment really does give you that understanding of where they're at and where you're at, and if it really even aligns.
I'll just ask God, like, if this person is not for me, take them away, remove them out of my life. I can accept that and never call you again.
For you to get crushed like that, it's a lot to come back from.
Yep. And most women may pivot by lowering their standards. You have to heal and then go back to where you started, or maybe even increase the standards and the boundaries. Some men don't want a woman who attracts so much, not just attention, but so much. Blessings, positivity, opportunities. How do we find the balance of like being vulnerable, being emotional, being a little bit clingy, and not being scammed?
I feel like you're going in with a renewed view to be able to know what it is that you're looking for, what it is you're seeking to find, and the right one will find you.
The standards might be keeping love away because you have not reevaluated and reflected.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Beaut Tea Told, your relationship podcast, where me and my special guests, we take those relationship challenges, struggles, and challenges, and we deep dive into that thing with the overall goal of a healthier relationship and changes, positive changes for all. So welcome. Now listen, y'all. Now, no more solos. I know y'all enjoy them, but we back to regular scheduled programming. And I have with me a beauty in the building. Welcome. And I'm going to let her introduce herself and what she does, because she's a boss out here doing big moves.
What's up, everyone? I'm so excited to be here to spill the tea. My name is CEO Marie. I am an entrepreneur. I am a 10-year teacher, actually going to be retiring in about 9 days when the school year is over. So I'm super excited about that. And I am a realtor in the state of Ohio. So I definitely have my hand in a lot of cookie jars, but there's always something sweet about me. And CEO stands for constantly encouraging others. So I always try to leave anybody's presence, any space, any environment, feeling encouraged. So hopefully that's what we do today, whether it's, encouraging you to find love or leave that man alone. We're going to make sure you're encouraged.
Absolutely. Well, see, y'all, listen, I don't come to disappoint when I bring these guests, because she's coming to bring it. And I love that. And congrats to you. I didn't know that. So she went to the camera roll to tell me the big news there. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Without further ado, we're going to get into this hot, juicy topic. Of course, got my faith journal to keep us on track so we know what we're talking about. And of course, y'all, don't forget that What's the Tea segment coming. I got another one for you, and it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, this is hot.
It's hot, piping hot. So listen, y'all, the topic for today is going to be, are your standards keeping love away? Because, let's be honest, that's beauty's and gents, because nobody's exempt. Are you doing a little too much with your standards? And how can we maybe bring it down a couple notches so we can be able to have a more level playing field and really find that person that you deserve and love? All right?
Yes.
So, Marie, I gotta get into it, girl, because
let's get into it.
This was something I've been long awaiting to ask, in regards to this topic. And now, what would you say has been dating for you these past few years?
Well, to be transparent, so my daughter, she's 17, and I haven't really been in a real relationship since she was about 5. So it's been a long time for me. Not to say that I haven't dated. I have dated. I've had some good guys that I've encountered, but nothing really lasted past about 6 months. Nothing really bloomed into longevity. In the recent years, I would say in the last 3 years, I haven't really dated at all. I had a guy that I was interested in, but early on, I realized that he just wasn't going to meet my standards. And so for me, being literally like an OG in the dating game, I can quickly tell, if the standards are aligned, if things are going to flow, or if it's just for fun. So for me, that's kind of how I gauge it. When I meet a guy, I decide, kind of like put him in a category.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
like, is this something I should pursue for longevity? Is this just for fun? Or do he need to be blocked?
Well,
or is he a friend? Yes.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do have to go to the extremes with blocking. Okay. So it's almost like, I hear a lot of the fellas saying that they do that with the ladies, like, oh, I get to know how she is, and then I know what category.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
And you said, since I'm an OG in this, I already know what it is.
I am.
Okay. Well, listen, you said quite a bit in that, because what I did hear, and I think it's very important for beauties and gents, because I've been over this with you guys too, discernment.
Yes.
Will really help you to pick up and really know who's going where or not going any further on this train with you, because discernment really does give you that understanding of where they're at and where you're at, and if it really even aligns. So tell me, when it comes to discernment, how important is that in dating?
And you said something really good. You said where they're at and where you're at. I think when it comes to discernment in this conversation that we have about discerning, sometimes we neglect ourselves and what we're supposed to be learning about ourselves, or, just having some awareness. Yeah. So for me, immediately I think about their relationships that they already have. Okay. And I think that kind of helps to discern, how they're going to treat you, how they, show up, what's their character. Absolutely. So that definitely helps. And then also for me, like, am I moving in ego? Am I moving in lust? Am I moving, with intentions that, I actually like this person, or I like what he has or what he can do for me? Like, those things are honest questions you have to ask when you're talking about discernment. Discernment is not this magical thing that you get, and it just tells you all the answers. It's more so a guide to lead you to what God is trying to tell you.
Absolutely. And it's so important to be in tune, so that way you are, hearing from God and knowing, what's going to be right for you, what's not. Like you said, sometimes they'll show you who they are, because God is able to reveal that to you. And from there, you can decide whether this is something that you want to pursue further. Yes. Or, okay, thought this was a vibe, but
vibe is over.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. And also too, like I always say this prayer when I start to, maybe like catch some feelings, because I do get feelings, even though I'm a Scorpio, I do get feelings. I'll just ask God, like, if this person is not for me, take them away, remove them out of my life, whatever the circumstances may be. Yeah. Remove them, or, keep them, like whatever it is, like, and usually they get removed shortly after that prayer. So it's so funny. I like I said, I say that prayer every time, but I wait until I'm like really at that peak of like, okay, I'm ready to either let them go or let myself open up. So it's kind of like a
double-edged sword there with that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because to be honest with you, sometimes I don't know about you, girl, but discernment at one point, it was like so strong that I'm like, gosh, I feel like this is a superpower. When you talk about the magic and it really did feel like a superpower, because it's like, wow, like my cutoff game was a lot more sharper. You know what I'm saying? Like very precise.
So it's like a superpower, but not without the work.
Come on, that's it.
So like,
that's
you don't just wake up and know.
That's true, because you really do have to be in your word and in prayer, because those two go hand in hand, so that way God can strengthen you in that area. And then that way you can be able to not have to deal with any foolishness or anything that could have been prevented a lot earlier. So it helps you to cut your losses early versus letting it drag out. Now, like you said, emotions is involved, because as women, we emotional.
Yeah, and be willing to accept the truth. Like, discernment is truth. So like, even if you don't like it, you have to be willing to accept it.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's what helps me in this journey. Like I said, it's been years. And I'm just willing to accept it and move on, Okay. I don't have to like hold on to the hope or the idea of who I want this person to be. It's just like, this is who they are. This is who I am. I can accept that and never call you again.
Definitely. Be at peace with it too.
Yep.
Unbothered.
Yep. Sleeping all in my bed. Yep.
I love it. I love it. So I would say, in regards to, you also mentioned in the beginning that you've had some good guys.
Yeah.
You've had some good guys. So what was it that just didn't end up sticking in regards to you guys being able to move further? And like you said, you haven't been in a relationship that's at least at 6 months or longer.
Yeah.
So what do you think was the...
Yeah, I think it was always like the lifestyle. As I mentioned before, as you mentioned, like I definitely am a go-getter and like I like to be into a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I like men who are like that as well. So sometimes the lifestyle just doesn't align. And then sometimes I do feel like there was one particular guy that I just completely was not ready. And I just wasn't ready for all that, you know, he was giving and offering and like how genuine he was. And I just completely was not ready. And it kind of scared me away, but it also taught me some of the qualities and character traits that I should look for when finding my husband. So I will admit that, you know, but that was years ago. I think I'm ready now, maybe.
Okay.
But certainly lifestyle. And it could also be a matter of like, just maybe you do things that I don't particularly like, or, you know, they're not able to just keep up with my pace.
I know that's right, girl.
You know, so, and also, you know, I'm a beautiful woman. I am very like social. I go to places. There's always someone who knows me and I talk. And that could be hard sometimes for a man to, carry. Not saying that they're insecure, but that could be a part of it, but that could be hard. And some men don't want a woman who attracts so much, not just attention, but so much blessings, positivity, opportunities. So all of those things I think has just kept me at bay. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely get it because at the end of the day, you do have to do, like you said, what's best for you. There's some great, like what I always tell my beauties and gents out there are good quality, you know, candidates out there, whether it's, you know, the men looking for the woman or the woman looking for the man. They're out there, but to your point, are you ready for it?
Right.
Because that was something too that I had to realize, and I told you guys about how I thought I found the one. This is going back some episodes now. And
wasn't the one?
He wasn't the one, girl.
That's all right.
Played in my face, you know how they go, you know, put on the facade.
Yeah, I have lots of those stories. So.
Yeah. It's terrible because, you know, when you're a hopeless, you know, romantic and, you know, you're looking for love and you're ready for love and you feel like you were, you know, and then you come across somebody who is, you know, an impersonator, you know, like they want the same thing, but then you find out quickly that they don't. You know, it can be devastating. And then you have to do the necessary things to pull yourself out of that rut because now you have become so vulnerable to this person. And then for you to get crushed like that, it's a lot to come back from.
Yep. And most women may pivot by lowering their standards.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate because, you know, a broken heart will do that though.
It will.
You know, and
it really will.
You can't do that. You have to heal. And then go back to where you started or maybe even increase the standards and the boundaries. So I do try to, you know, tell women that like, just because, you know, he wasn't the one doesn't mean you have to lower your standards.
Yeah, I think that's a good one too, because a lot of us do feel like we have to, I don't want to say dummy down, but we do have to come down, you know. Now you're being really unrealistic at the bottom level, you know, because there is some unrealistic at the top, ladies.
Yeah, that's true.
And gents.
Oh, yeah.
But even at the bottom, you're doing too much because I recently, and I didn't want to bring up the whole celebrity. I don't want to say this. I don't think it's gossip, but
what's the tea?
Girl, the tea is I stumbled upon on Instagram, of course.
Instagram know how to stumble you, don't it?
It likes to play with me for sure. It likes to mess with me. I saw a little segment of K. Michelle's situation with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
And how she's okay with basically having an open marriage.
Yep.
As long as he's not paying the bills.
Of the other women.
Of the other women.
Women, right?
Like, what?
I mean,
I said,
I think that's a good example of like you've been hurt so much that your expectations just become so skewed and so watered down that you're just like, well, as long as I can say he's my husband, that I'm okay, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I respect what people choose, but I just don't think that I would ever get to that point. I'll just be single forever. And I've been single forever. So I think I'll just be single.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it came a point too when I was like you, girl, especially after dealing with the whole Lenny situation. I said, okay, well, I would just, and I remember telling God, I said, well, Lord, I would just stay single until you give me the person I'm supposed to have.
Yep.
And it will happen when you're not expecting it to, by the way.
That's what they always say.
You know, but I know it's cliche, but I promise you, I am living truth. Because after what I went through with that guy, I was like, oh no,
they
now I wasn't.
Say that.
But it's true. Okay. I don't know how to say it.
I've seen it with lots of my friends.
Yeah, I was going to say, we see it every day, you know, whether it's personally or maybe just seeing a genuine one online. Because be careful what you know, put on that pedestal of relationship goals.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, I literally, like, mine was just out. I was not looking. I promise you I wasn't. But I was at a place where I was okay and welcoming of it if it were to happen, because that was what I told God. I said, God, I ain't about to do this no more until you say otherwise.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. And I think that that's like so important, because I know that you also mentioned earlier that you found the good guy, but you weren't ready.
Right.
Now you said that you also feel like you are ready now.
Yeah.
So what changed where you feel like, you know, now you could be more?
Well, I'll say this, because there's lots of parts of me that I feel like may not be ready. It's probably my good smelling perfume. I wish y'all was here to smell how good I smell. So with that particular guy, that was probably like 10 years ago, right? So that was a long time ago.
Okay.
A completely different version of who I was emotionally.
For sure.
So it all kind of ties back into like my emotional readiness.
Okay.
So at that time, I just wasn't ready to receive like the commitment and the seriousness. You know, he really truly knew how to treat me, how to see me, how to like truly like understand who I was.
Okay.
But I felt like I was in such a period of my life where I was evolving, and I knew that the person that he was falling in love with, I was not always going to be. So I think that's what scared me, was just like, I don't want you to fall in love with who I am now,
right?
When I know where I'm going, you know, and I know like all that I have, the growth that I have that's going to come.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't articulate that. Obviously, when you're inside of those seasons, you don't quite know like what it is, why you're rejecting that love and that support. But in hindsight, I'm thankful and blessed that God allowed me to understand that's what it was.
Okay.
So now, knowing that and feeling like I'm much more emotionally mature and ready and aware, I do feel like emotionally I am ready to take on a relationship.
Okay.
But there's, you know, still circumstances in my life that I feel like may be a hindrance, or, you know, just allow me to continue having like walls up.
Okay.
But emotionally, I do feel like when the time comes, I will be able to, you know, be one with that person.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of, I guess, finding the person that kind of fits the puzzle pieces.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but for him, I knew that I wouldn't be that woman. You know, and maybe that was insecurity. Maybe like there was some pressure there, like that he saw me as like this perfect, you know, his perfect girl. And it's like, I knew that I wasn't perfect. Yeah. So it's like, do we want the person who sees us as perfect? Is that what we want truly? Or do we want someone who knows that we have flaws?
Yeah.
You know? So I guess that was kind of like what it was.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a strong individual, you know, to be able to break off something like that. Girl, now it's messing with me.
You smell good too. That's the first thing I said when I walked in, was how good it's smelling here.
Like, come on, Nick. Like, let us be great. Sorry, y'all. Y'all get the realness here, okay? But that was something that, you know, even for myself, it's a tough pill to swallow when you have to let go of someone that you really are vibing with, and you really do have that connection. But to your point, you know, and maybe that might have been the discernment showing you that you could foresee that this might be going separate ways at, you know, further down the road. Yeah. And we just, you know, it just has to stop here, you know.
Yep.
So that's definitely something. And I will say too, I don't know about you too, but over time, I've also realized there was some things that I would have been willing to accept back in dating. That over time and maturity,
you would not go for that.
Will never.
Would never go for it. Okay.
For sure.
Same. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey y'all, I know you're enjoying the episode of Beaut Tea Told. We're gonna get right back to it. But first I have a question for you. Have you been struggling in your relationship, or maybe lack thereof, and just need someone you can trust to talk to? Or maybe you find yourself back in them tired, played out games and wonder, how in the world did I get here? Well, guess what? You now can book a session with me at beautytold.com and let's talk about it. Let's heal, let's grow, let's build so that way you can become your better self, and that way you can attract what you are desiring and get the relationship that you so deserve. Oh, and don't forget to get your merch, such as hoodies, as well as mugs. Let's sip, let's talk, and let's make that positive change. We're going to become our best self, and I'm going to help you to get there. So again, I have so many to choose from as far as varieties that's best suited for you. Grab the relationship coaching that's going to be that game changer for you. And I can't wait to see you there. What are you waiting for? So I have to ask, I guess you could say this is a two-part question. What are some standards that you have found that you are willing to say, okay, maybe this was a little extreme and compromise on? And what are some that, oh, absolutely not?
Yeah. Standards. Okay, well, I don't know. Well, the one that comes to my mind immediately, which is not necessarily a standard, but I used to be okay dating guys who like smoke and like drink and things like that. Now, like if you smoke, like that's kind of a non-negotiable for me because I don't want to smell like it. I just see like there's a big control factor in it. And, you know, I always feel like, you know, God is who should be in control first. And you shouldn't be having to go smoke before you eat or like, come on, like I'm hungry, you know. So that is something that didn't used to bother me, but now it does. And I think although it's just smoking, I think it goes to character.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what are you doing with your time and your
true.
money? And
it goes much deeper than that.
Also, my daughter's 17.
Yeah.
I'm not having more kids.
Okay.
And that has been a factor in maybe finding the right guy. Like I have come across a few nice guys who wanted more kids, and it's just like a non-negotiable for me. So that's something that hasn't changed. Like that's always been my standard. I knew early on that I didn't want to have more kids. I think it was just a, you know, I had my daughter when I was 17. I was in high school. So it was a traumatizing experience and a journey. And once I finally got out of survival mode as a single mother, I was just like, I don't want to go back to more kids. So the standard with that is now I'm accepting of a man who has children.
Okay.
But as long as he understands that I don't want to have more. Yeah. But I don't necessarily want to be stepmom. And be like so involved. Yeah. So the standard I look for is, do you have a healthy relationship with the child's mother? That's important. How is the family structure? How do you guys communicate? Because I have dated guys who have children who the mother is not, you know, as present or not as, you know, like a partnership. Yeah. And then they look to you to be the stepmom. So there's nothing wrong with being stepmom. I don't have a problem with that. I was a teacher for 10 years. I love kids. Yeah. But there's certain boundaries that now that I have. I used to be, come over, I'll do their hair. We're going to go this, we're going to do that. Now my standards are a little more like, we need boundaries. Okay. So I do look for that as well.
Okay. And I respect that because honestly, that's some big shoes to fill, you know, even as a stepmom. Yes. Because you are, you know, like a second mom to those children. And it comes with responsibility. It comes with, you know, being able to share, you know, yourselves with them. And you want to be as in this relationship as possible before we even involve the children in general. So that's a big one. And girl, I'm like you. I was at one point open to if he ain't got no children. Like, okay. Girl, now it's like, no, absolutely
close it. Lock it.
Done. Too close to the finish line at this point. I would look crazy.
So I do have like kind of an age standard too. It's like, well, look, at least like teenage. Maybe. Like, I don't know. I kind of get scared when you meet a guy and they're like, oh, yeah, I got a 1-year-old. It's like, where did mama?
And one.
Like, what they all right? You know? So,
right. What happened? You know what I mean?
So that could kind of limit my pool of dating options, but it's my standard.
But I was going to say your standards are your standards, and I feel like you do have to be 10 toes down if it's the right ones, realistic ones. And I feel like you have some valid ones because there's some, you know, where people have standards of, oh, if he's not this height, then, or he's not this complexion, or if he's not making this amount of money, And I feel like those are things that definitely could, they're extreme and they could be worked out if you really, really get to vibe with that person, get to know that person. Because just because they make it $50,000 now, don't mean when you get with them.
Because what were you making 5 years ago?
That's right.
Or
what are you making now?
Or what are you making now? Yeah. I will say I do like a guy who is taller than me, and I'm short. So the standard for that is very low. Okay. But I would prefer, just an inch more, even an inch more, that's... And I've dated guys who are, short. So I don't have a problem with that. But that is a disclaimer. You got to meet that height requirement for this roller coaster. Okay.
Now you got me curious. Okay, so how? Because you ain't got no heels on. I like that you chilling.
I'm 5'3". Like, that's
okay.
Short.
I am too.
Yeah, like, come on.
We are short.
Or, if you look at me eye to eye, that's cool. But if I got to look down, I just don't know. And I'm sorry to the men who are shorter than that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. But there's short girls out there for you.
It really is, though. It definitely gets shorter than us. Because I'll come across them like, oh my gosh, without my heels, I'm still taller than you. Like, that's actually a thing? Because I'm so used to being short.
The shortest one.
Yeah. Right?
So one of my best friends is shorter than me, so.
Okay. Yeah. So that just comes to show there is somebody for everybody.
Yes.
So you're right. Height shouldn't be the deciding factor. But you do like what you like. I also, I don't mind dating someone that's the same height. Like, I'm willing to, there was some leniency with that for sure. So again, for those that have that list, that's just ridiculous.
That's probably my only physical requirement. Okay. Yeah, like I really, other than that, I mean, I guess it's funny how you be like, I don't have no type. And then you kind of like look back on the guys that you dated and you be like, well, it's kind of the same, similar. But I don't know. If I showed you like a flip book, you might be surprised.
Really?
I think I have a diverse catalog.
I love that. And I think that's what keeps it interesting. That's what keeps it spicy, to be honest with you. Because me too. If you look at, my past men that I've dated, it'd be like, you would be kind of like scratching your head, like trying to figure out, like, so where?
But I do think that every woman and man has a toxic type.
Ooh.
That one type of person, whether like it's physical that you're so attracted to, but they always the toxic. Like you should not be liking that person. And it's like, why y'all all look the same? Why all the toxic? So I do think that, and I'm not going to share what that is at this time, but if you see me on World Star, you'll see. No. But I do think everybody has a toxic type. Yeah. Even like my daughter. So she's older. We have a really close relationship. So I get to talk about, the guys that she's interested in. And we've learned that she definitely has a toxic. I'll be like, you girl, did you learn your lesson?
Again?
Yes. Yeah.
Now that's, what's funny? Now that you bring that up, and I get to thinking back, I'm like,
you got a toxic type?
Mine was definitely, especially when I was younger, because I ain't know no better.
Yeah, not now.
I ain't know no better. Yeah, not now. Because I'm willing to give me all the shades.
Nothing toxic now.
Me either. And the bad boy, I was definitely I was the nerdy girl.
Okay.
I was into my studies and all that. But it was something about them bad boys.
Yeah.
The ones that was just out here in the streets that I just knew was for the streets. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the street life. I don't know.
Yeah. We got to ask Future.
Yeah, right.
Toxic number one.
He's definitely. However.
But I get that, though. I think, opposites attract maybe. Or you just, like things that you're not exposed to. So it's just more exciting or it's just more interesting. It's like,
it is.
Like,
or you got to maybe get that itch and then
get up out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, without a baby.
Right.
Because they love to give you a baby, don't they? Them toxic ones.
Oh.
It's like a parting gift.
And what's funny? I had a guy that tried to do that.
Yeah.
Thank God I was smart enough by this time.
Yeah. They love
I said, what?
It's a parting gift. It's like, oh, we done? Here go a baby.
Right. Like, why can't it be a here go a ring? Why I gotta be the baby?
Or pay me back the money.
Right. For real.
But
so we gotta do better. Yes. Listen, we gotta do better, y'all. We gotta do better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I love that you, like I said, going back to the standards, I love that you have realistic ones.
Yeah. I think I do.
Yeah. I feel like you do from the ones you've mentioned, and me too, because, and again, that comes, I feel like, just with the maturity of it too.
Yes.
Because if you asked me this, let's see, I'm 37, 10 years ago, it probably would have been some foolery. It would have been that foolery.
Okay.
It would have been that foolery for sure. But being older, being wiser, realizing that there are some really good guys out here that get looked over all the time.
Yes.
So we gotta.
Sometimes the good guys trick you though.
Really?
Like I've had a few situations where I was like, oh, this is a good guy. I'm gonna try it out. And they still end up being like crazy.
Like crazy, like for you, like obsession?
Like, yeah.
Okay. No, same. Yes.
I don't like that.
That is true.
I need space. I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah.
I need space. Like,
you know what's funny? I'm a Cancer and I like to be clingy. But even that can, I guess, have its limits.
It can be overwhelming.
Yeah. So
is it because they don't get like opportunities to like be with?
I'm thinking so. We
gotta find some balance.
Yeah. Okay? Yeah.
I like nice guys. That's what I want. I want a nice guy.
For sure.
But you got to be ready for the blessing. Because y'all acting like y'all ain't ready.
That's true. So true. So, okay. So let me get to my.
I think we got a little off topic.
That's all right. But that's all right. Because it was get you some tea, girl.
It's getting hot.
Let's see. I feel like we've hit some without even realizing we were hitting it. So I know that you also said that you are an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So you're used to doing your thing and really, obviously creating those multiple streams of income and just really, setting not only yourself up, but you have a daughter to think about. So it's that generational wealth that you're trying to create as well. Do you sometimes feel like in your realm of dating that you've encountered some men that maybe were intimidated by you being such an independent, boss lady?
They never outright say that at first,
no.
right? It's always like compliment. Oh, I love everything that you do. It's so dope. But then when it comes time to really show the support through their actions, I think that's where you start to separate the men who are intimidated, the men who are just unable to support. Like they may not be intimidated, but they just don't have the resources or the time or even just like that mindset to support you. So, you got to separate that. But I definitely come across that. Early on, I usually can tell if they would be a bit insecure. So I don't really let them get that close if I feel like that's going to happen.
Okay.
Because it's a passion for me to, do media and, allow people a space where they can use their voice and, be a speaker and do all these things. So if I have to choose, I'm going to choose the things that I've been pursuing for, decades.
Yeah.
So I do come across that, but I don't take it personal. I just say, okay, well, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is the person that's just not going to fit into my puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's also too, sometimes we know that about the person and we try to make it work. Still.
Yeah, we do.
It's not going to work.
It's not.
Like, we all have insecurities.
Yeah.
Not just men, but like some insecurities, it's just not going to allow you to flourish.
Absolutely not. And I think that you bring up a good point. We do all have insecurities, and it really is you recognizing those, so you taking a look in the mirror and realizing where maybe you could, should do some inner work to work on that. You know what I mean? Because I know in my previous marriage, the insecurity was, to your point, me just just having conversations with men.
Yep.
And it could be strictly business. It is, they're my coworker, it literally is. We just both trying to get our paychecks.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that. And for some reason, people always feel like there was more to it.
It's exhausting.
It's very exhausting because I remember at one point I was getting interrogated so much about, did you try to talk to you? Did you try to talk to you? To the point where I would lie to these men and be like, nobody tried to talk to me today. No, darn well somebody did.
Yeah.
But you can't handle it.
Yeah.
So even if I told you the truth, I can't even be transparent enough to tell you.
Yeah.
So it just comes a lot where you have to really realize where you need to work at. And I was told from past guys like, oh, you're a little clingy, you're clingy. So I found myself having to figure out, okay, well, what does Brittany like to do?
Okay.
So that way I'm not so much focused on you.
Okay.
At this point.
Yeah.
So, you learn to navigate in
that's good
redirection.
reflection.
For sure. I respected it. At first I was like, what?
Yeah. And I kind of get the opposite. Like guys will say that I'm not like clingy or I'm not. But my thing is like, I've known you for a month. And so like I'm very careful about how I express my emotions and my affection and things like that. So it's like, give me time.
Yeah.
But like when you do open up from past experiences, that's when they start to act different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do we find the balance of like being vulnerable, being emotional, being a little bit clingy, and not being scammed? That's always my experience. It's like that's the magic words to flip the script.
Yeah.
You're not being emotional, and then you start being emotional, and then they be crazy.
Then it's too much now.
Yeah. So
yeah. That's definitely very interesting. And it does, like you said, it does come a point where you have to, I don't know, test the waters to see, because like you said, I can't be all in with you until I really can get that trust to be able to feel like I can be myself with you.
Right.
Because right now I got to be a little guarded, and it's not just, for myself, but if I'm really being realistic here, as moms, we're dating not just for ourselves, we're also dating because we want the right person in the lives for, our child or children. So, speaking of which, that's a good segue into what I wanted to ask you earlier.
Okay.
Did you ever find it challenging with being like a mom, trying to date, with also trying to balance the motherhood thing? Because for me, at one point it was a lot to try to balance the two. It gets easier because they're older now, my boys.
Definitely.
But did you find it challenging? Because I know you said you've been an OG dating for 12 years now. So
I truly am. For me, no. I'm really good at balancing and kind of like keeping things separate. So on this dating journey, there may have been maybe two guys that ever met my daughter.
Okay.
She never really knew like if I was dating or who I was dating. She never really saw that side of like my life. I kept it very separate.
Okay.
And usually, guys are respectful of that. But I also am very blessed to have like a busy child who like does a lot, so I can sneak away and like do X, Y, and Z, have family and, support. So like I always can find a babysitter. I never had like those struggles.
Okay.
But I did question once she got a little older and she started having her own kind of experiences with boys. I did start to question if I made the right choice because, as I mentioned, she never saw me with a guy.
Okay.
So I didn't expose her to good or bad. So her not seeing a man treat me good, treat me nicely, be a man. When I did have some of those experiences,
of course,
it's also just as bad as her seeing the guy treat me bad. Because what actually is she supposed to know?
What is she supposed to look for?
Exactly. So I did question that, and we had talks about it and stuff. And she did kind of agree, like, well, yeah, I really don't know.
Wow.
Well, and I didn't want to teach her that singleness was the end all be all either. Because, you do have some of those women who are like, I don't need a man. I don't want a man.
They're content with it.
Anti-man. I'm not that. I need a man. Okay. But just the right one.
Yeah.
So we've had those conversations now. So I do feel like I was able to kind of fix that. But I can't go back in time, when she was 8 years old or whatever, and show her that, this guy sent me flowers and he opened the door for me. Like, those are things that we just had to have conversations about.
Okay.
So to answer your question, it's like, it wasn't a challenge, but in hindsight, feel like I could have done some things better. Because, I feel like as my mother always told me, don't have men around your kids. No. And that's always been something that's been told. And I think you just hear it, but they don't really tell you, like, have good men around your kids, right?
Right. That's
Let them
true.
see the examples, right?
That's true.
So I fixed that. We'll see what happens. I still don't have no man, but she know that what my standards are.
Yeah.
So she know it's not because like I hate men or
you just can't find because you're beautiful. So it's not like you can't find a man, but it's the right man. And that's the difference. We don't just want any man. And I think that sometimes for us beauty, sometimes we do get to settling.
Yep.
Instead of, really staying true to, who we are in regards to those standards for sure.
Yep.
So, and I can attest to it too. I mean, growing up, my mom was a single mom.
Okay.
Same. And she would have I don't say every guy that she's dated, but she would have guys around. I remember one guy in particular. They were just more like a situationship. They really weren't together. And to your point, when it came time, because I got married young, I was 20 when I got married.
Oh wow!
And I didn't know how to be my wife.
Yeah.
What example did I have? You know?
And we don't talk about that enough as women and as mothers of daughters and of sons. Like, what's the example? If you hide everything, what's the example?
Right.
It's media, it's TV.
Yep.
You know, so they still get exposed to bad shit.
Oh, sorry. It's true. No, you're fine.
But yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you bring up another good point, girl. You're bringing it, okay? You're bringing it.
We on point today.
You're keeping me on target. I ain't really had to open this book too much.
Good.
Because social media will literally have you fooled.
Yes.
And I've been, you know, fooled many a times with, you know, seeing some of the things, you know, when it comes to relationships and thinking like that's what it should be. Yeah. And not necessarily so. It really does come to you becoming your own woman or your own guy, for my Genesis watching, to realize that you could become your own norm. Yes. Because some of the foolishness that come on my timeline now of relationship goals and how your person should be that's not it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not it.
But I think it might be harder for like our kids' generation. You know, some kids who are born now, all they'll know is social media and like the instant you know, exposure to other people's lives and their business and the unrealistic kind of expectations. And I think that we are blessed to have seen both sides of it. True. And that's something kind of like my daughter, she had to navigate because, well, your son's the same age. So they kind of were not born into it, but it kind of grew with them.
Gradually. Yeah.
And so I think she has done a good job of maturing in the social media journey. Yeah. But I know me personally, I had got to a point a few years ago where I had to unfollow a lot of pages. Like, you know, I used to follow like a lot of the Black love pages and where you just see all these couples and they're just so happy and you're like, man, where is my man at? Why is I like not that on the page? Yeah. And it started to make me feel like I was missing something. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to unfollow so that I'm not exposed to that in my psyche. And, you know, and for other women, it could be, you know, the edited pictures, the Photoshop, or it could be, you know, different lifestyle. But for me, it was just like, okay, you need to protect your psyche. So social media can be bad. But I hear a lot of people, they meet husbands and wives on there too, you know.
I have heard that, and even dating apps, because I've been so adamant about. Yeah,
I know some that's married right now.
Same, and been married.
And then when I get on there, it's like,
okay, so you haven't tried it. At least you can say you tried it.
I tried. Well, you know the one that I tried. I tried Kendra G.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard? She's from Chicago. During COVID, she started a Kendra G singles like live show. So she would get a person on live and then try to find like a dating person for them.
Oh, okay.
She's like a Black woman.
Okay.
You have to watch it one time. So she started the app, you know, after doing the live for so long, it blew up and she evolved into doing the app. So it's mostly, you know, it's for Black people, people of color. And so I got on it and it was cool, but I was just like, I'm an in-person person.
Me
like,
too.
I just can't
old-fashioned.
do it. I don't know. And also, I just be feeling like, as a teacher, I just always feel like, what if my student is on here? Like, what if they see me?
No, that's facts,
you know? Because, you know, these kids, they just be doing anything.
They do.
So I always think that, too, in the back of my head. So maybe I'll try it again once I retire. But I do think that, like, I don't want one of my, or their parents, too.
I was going to say, go both ways at this point.
So I won't say I had a bad experience, but, like, definitely it feels like creepy.
I don't know about you, but 95% of what I hear as far as like the matching that they make on there, it don't ever end up being
nothing besides
what it
fun.
is. Yeah.
So I did this one time though. This was some years ago. I was in LA. I don't remember. I was on a trip or something, and they used to do like the Uber share where you like share rides.
I remember that.
I don't know if they still do that.
I feel like in certain cities, I feel like they still do though.
Yeah. So I got picked up, and I was actually going to lunch with a guy. I was meeting him, and then this guy got in the car, and we were like sharing an Uber. We started chit chatting, and then we like exchanged contact info. So that was kind of like interesting, like, you know. So we were like Instagram.
Yeah,
we didn't meet on Instagram, but like it was just like, so I was like, that's kind of raggedy. I was going to meet somebody else, and then I met someone else, and but neither of them worked out.
Right? Oh man. Okay, back to the drawing board. It's okay though. Yeah. And you know, it's funny too because you know here It's funny every time your stories, you're like, okay, so a couple years ago.
Yeah, none of this was recent, guys. Okay.
You took a 3-year hiatus anyways from it, so I get it.
Nothing was recent.
That's okay. But I think that that's important that, for beauties, it's just that it's okay to take a break from it.
It's okay, yeah.
It's okay, and like you said, it could be just for you, because it could be exhausting and, trying to find that love and you're not finding it. Like you said, there's certain pages that were popping up and that makes you desire it even more. And you're like, all right, Lord, anytime now. So now you're rushing God.
And you can't do that.
Because
he'll send you a lesson before he send you a blessing.
Every time.
You in a rush? All right, here you go.
Every time.
Flat tire. Yeah. Now you can't go nowhere. Like, not a flat tire, literally.
No, but seriously, but in life, that'll be it'd be a flat tire moment.
Yeah. And it'd be those moments where, like, you be like, how did I end up dating this person? I need a break. I need to figure some things out. Part. And that's kind of what happens. So, yeah.
That's all right. And then when it's time to go back in, I feel like you're going in with a renewed you to be able to know what it is that you're looking for, what it is you're seeking to find, and the right one will find you. Now, have you ever found it? I know you taking those 3 years off, but at one point in time, I don't want to say challenging. What has been the most challenging that you've come across when it comes to the guys? Has it been something that you've seen as like a constant pattern that just like really got you to the point of, okay?
Not really. I think the challenge is continuing to like them. That's the challenge.
Okay.
I start to not like them. I don't know. Like I said, I have a diverse catalog, so it's not. I don't necessarily date the same guy over and over.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, no, it's not very challenging for me.
Okay. So I don't want to say the perfect guy.
Okay.
Because I really feel like there's no such thing, but the perfect guy for you.
Yeah.
What's some qualities that he would need to possess?
Yeah. I definitely want a man who is very kind-hearted.
Okay.
Just genuinely is just a kind person. Like if I'm, somewhere, like let's say, for example, I'm pulling up to a family member's house for a party. The man comes out to help with the bags. Like just, you don't have to ask or complain. So just a very small, simple, kind-hearted things that are just embedded in his character. I think is very important because I'm also very kind-hearted and very thoughtful.
Okay.
So someone who's very thoughtful and like intentional, a man who really appreciates the small things. I think that's important for me because as a woman who's on the go, who's always, engulfed in like chasing my dreams, the small things really count and matter.
Yeah.
We're not always going to have these big moments together and, let's go to the Bahamas and have a trip and this. Leaving me a card on my car seat. Like that is a small gesture, but it shows intentionality, it shows thoughtfulness, and you actually care,
Yeah.
So those type of things. I also would love to have like a man who is faithful, who believes in God. I think that's very important because that's the core of like who you are and your character. And things are not always going to be in honeymoon, right? So when things get tough, like who do you really call on? What is really your rock? How are you going to keep yourself from drowning?
Yeah.
What is your life jacket? Because I know what mine is. So I really do want that to align.
Okay.
I'm very funny. I like to think so. So not only does he need to laugh at my jokes, but he need to come with his own jokes.
Okay.
I needs to be laughing. Okay. I can't stand no boring stick in the butt.
Yeah.
Man, okay. I understand, some men are shy or timid and I bring a lot of energy. So I'm okay with the balance of that.
Okay.
But like when it's just the two of us, like, sir, you better show some teeth and have me showing mine,
Right.
So I definitely need a sense of humor. And just somebody who's like hardworking.
Okay.
I respect that. I don't respect men who don't work hard.
Okay.
I do feel like, Adam was in the garden. He the one picked the apple up, allegedly. He the one that worked, okay? So we need to make sure that, you are hardworking. And that could be any aspect.
Okay, I was going to ask,
just,
is that 9 to 5 entrepreneur?
It could be either or.
Okay.
You could have a 9 to 5. You could be entrepreneur. You could be both. You could, but have something because I feel like when a man doesn't know who he is and doesn't have a sense of self, that really affects his relationships, not just romantically, but in general. So if you are hardworking, clearly you know what you want. You're a go-getter. You
Mm-hmm.
know the things that you're working towards. So all of those things kind of just fall in place together. So if you're just at home scrolling because you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to start, or this or that, that's such a turn off for me.
Yeah.
You know,
so focused into your game. It's okay to have a little leisure time.
And be honest. Like,
yeah,
I'm very honest. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Whether you want to hear it or not. Some things I'll be like, well, I'll say that. But I'm very honest. So I really expect that as well, because I want someone who's in my mirror and my opposite.
Okay.
Like when I look at that person, I want them to mirror a lot of my, characteristics and morals and values. But I also want them to be opposite so they can check me and tell me, hey, why don't you do this? Or how about this? Or how you did that was maybe not the right way.
Yeah.
So be honest. Don't be scared to tell me the truth. And I do find that maybe that is a challenge when it comes to men. A lot of them, I feel like, are scared to like tell me the truth about maybe like what they think. I don't know. It's like,
that's true.
Or like sometimes a man will be like, well, what do you like, or what do you not like? And then I'll tell them, and then they start to like, now they're tiptoeing around these attributes. And it's like, well, no, I want you to be yourself.
I want you to still be you. Yeah.
But I'm just telling you that I don't like the way you chew. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But so that might be the challenge. It's like when I'm too honest, then guys don't know how to really kind of like receive and move in that. But yeah, I think I said a lot.
No. But
that's my perfect guy.
Yeah, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. And again, you gave realistic,
and it's
qualities
about
and
the person.
characteristics. Yeah, and it, like you said, it doesn't cost much, so it doesn't have to be a Louis Vuitton bag. You know what I mean? To show that you. Like I was thinking, well, I'm not saying that he can't do it, girl.
I had a guy buy me a fake Marc Jacobs bag for Christmas.
No,
you know who you are. And I was just like, so to your point, no, it doesn't have to be a Louis Vuitton, but it's the intention behind it. Well, you knew this bag you knew the bag was fake. And you gave it to me. And you see me with real bags. So it feels like, so then it becomes a question of like, well, do you really know me?
Yeah.
I know that it's because of a bag, but yeah, you do question that, because it's like, you know that this is not even my style. This is not, you know, so it's like, what's the afterthought? Or you just grab it? So it comes back into that intentionality and, you know, it's not about the money. It's about the intention.
It is.
To your
I think
point.
You would have been just as happy with a Target bag. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because they got some nice bags. Even Amazon. Some of my best purses is from Amazon.
That's right. Okay. Target, Amazon, feel free to send me a check. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But right, like to your point, is listen, I'm not about to mention y'all. You're not going to be paying no money. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't, you know, beauty's angels. It doesn't take a lot to make sure each other feels that too.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, girl, but when I'm really feeling a guy, like I want to make sure that you know this goes both ways. This is not just a one-sided thing here. I want to make sure that you know that you're on my mind as well. It might be picking up your favorite candy bar. It might be getting a card and writing a cute little note. You know, I don't know if guys do like that. I don't know.
They do. The ones that I've dealt with, they like that.
Yeah, I was going to say mine have.
I've never
said he does.
But yeah. Yeah, I think they like that.
Okay.
Being intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
And for all the girls that be lying, talking about they don't spend no money and stuff, y'all do. I know y'all do.
Y'all do. Or maybe you should.
Maybe you should.
Maybe you should. Not your whole paycheck.
Yeah. Don't go crazy. Like, stay within your means and make sure they, like, you know, they deserve to have that reciprocity. That's the key there. Like,
I think so,
if they're not doing, then you don't do. But, like, let it be reciprocity.
Let it be. Yeah, it's got to have that balance. I think that you'll see that you'll go a lot more further with this.
Yes.
Because now he feels like, okay, she likes me just as much as I like her, or at least it gives him some type of, you know,
validation, confidence,
the validation, the confirmation to know, like, okay, we're on the right pace and we're on the right track with this for sure.
We don't talk about that enough.
We don't, and I feel like that might be another topic of episode. You know, is being able to do a deeper dive with that one for sure. Yeah. Now, you know what? I'm curious because, you know, in our lives, we are blessed with people that give us some, I guess it goes both ways, give them some great advice, you know, in our lives and some not so great advice. So another little two-part question here. What's been maybe the best advice that you've gotten from family or friends in regards to dating? And what's been an absolute not so good advice tip that they gave you?
I usually find myself always being the advice giver.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think like
it is hard when you're the one giving.
Yeah, and I do have a lot of friends who are in successful, loving relationships. So I always try to think like, what do they say, you know? But I think the biggest thing that my mom always just told me was just like, you know, love who you are, like be yourself, and like don't try to change like who you are for the guy.
Yeah.
And even like seeing like my sister and like my friends who are in relationships, they are who they are, and the person loves them. So you know, the action is more important than the advice to me.
Yeah.
Because to your second part, like people give advice, but then they don't do.
They don't do half of what they do.
You know, so and I you know, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be around genuine people. I have really good friends and genuine people. So I'm trying to think like bad advice. Because, you know, me personally, I'd be like, girl, I ain't doing that. Shut up. Or, you know,
well,
like,
at least you got your own mind to say that, because some be like, okay,
immediately, you know. So I don't know. What about you? What's the bad? Maybe I can think of something based on what you say. Like, bad advice? Because everybody always think they know what they're talking about when it comes to relationships. But now I just
Everybody's
can't think of something.
Guru. Yeah. Worst dating advice I received.
We have
what about
an audience member.
Yeah, we have a taker out here.
How do you feel about
matching their energy? I think that's so toxic.
Yeah.
Or it's a blessing.
I was going to say
it's both ends of the spectrum.
Which part of the coin?
And that could be bad. That could be bad advice though. Because like if he is doing something ridiculous that he should not be doing, don't tell me to go bust his windows out. You know, like that's bad advice.
It's terrible advice.
So matching energy could go left.
It could definitely. And I think, you know, to the point. Thank you, Bree, for that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was going through, and it goes with this too, is that when I was going through the ending of my marriage, really, I was told that, girl, you basically single. Go out there and mingle. And it's like, nah, God not giving me that right now. You know, I'm at that time. Yeah. And I stand 10 toes down on this. I was on assignment, you know, and little did I know the assignment was more so God's transformation of me, so I could be able to realize I can get out of this thing a lot more safer, secure, whole, you know, not broken into pieces. Yes. But if I had listened to that advice prematurely and decided to act on it, it would have interfered with what God was doing with me. So that way I could be a stronger individual for the next guy that was going to appreciate me.
Yep. And the journey might have been different.
Oh, I 10 toes. I know it would have. Matter of fact, I'm 1,000% confident it would have went completely left.
Yeah. So that match of energy would have been a bad choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single and I ain't signed no papers?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I gave God my word too. That was another thing that, am I going to listen to you or am I going to listen to God? And it really was just that simple. Commitment. Yeah. Because I gave God my word that I was going to fight this thing to the end until it was going to go the way I didn't want it to go, which was divorce. Then it was going to go all the way to the end. Now I'm okay. Yep. Because now I can feel like God can bless whatever's to come next.
Right. And because you don't want to block your blessings, match your energy.
Yeah. All because I listened to Susie's advice. Now I'm looking crazy out here.
Yeah. And that's another thing. When I am dating, like I really do try to internalize things on my own. I know as women, it's typically we go to the group chat and we like look at this text message, like what should I say back? But for me, like I usually try to make my own choices. So like I said, I don't really solicit advice until I want to hear the truth, maybe. Because you know how like you might be dating a guy and you know that he a little raggedy. But you don't tell your friends all the raggedy stuff because you're not sure yet.
For sure.
And then once he do that one thing, you be like, girl, and he had did this, he did that. And they be like, dang. And it's like, yeah, okay, we can talk about him now. Yeah. So maybe that's why I don't get the advice, because I'm really trying to discern and figure it out myself without those outside kind of opinions.
Oh, for sure.
But like me and my best friend, like I'll talk to her about it. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say she gives bad advice, but she's very honest, and it's just like, men are going to do what they're going to do. So
that's true. That's true. Okay.
So that would be the one person that I do talk to about it. But I wouldn't say it's advice. I think we just kind of like diagnosing them with a mental disorder. going through the diagnoses,
Yeah.
not necessarily advice. It's like, okay, this is the client, this is the patient. Now we know what he diagnosed with. Well, now what should we do?
Right.
How should we move forward?
How should we proceed?
Yeah.
I love it. And I love the fact that you said you can't tell everybody.
No, you can't.
And I learned that early on too.
Yes.
You do really have to be selective of who you talk to and get your advice from, because is it going to be solid advice or is it going to be trash?
Yeah, and is it going to be biased? Like, because at the end of the day, nobody knows how you and your person are besides you and your person.
Yeah.
There's going to be details that are miscrewed, that are left out, that you can never convey to your homegirl.
For sure.
So, I always think that too when my homegirls come to me for advice. I try to be objective because I don't know everything.
Yep.
But
what she's telling you.
Yeah, and I try to teach my daughter that. Like, she wants to have the friend group because that's what you see on social media.
Yeah.
And in reality, we want to have the friend group. We all want to be friends. We all want to know everybody's business. And it's like, you have to protect.
I'm telling you.
You have to protect yourself. So.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you
What's the advice for today?
Yeah, I was going to, it's funny. That was going to be my next question before I asked you about what makes you beautiful is I always like to leave my beauties and gents with some type of long-lasting advice that you having experienced what you've experienced that you would give to them. So I guess I might as well just go ahead and go for it now.
My advice would be have a conversation with God first. Whether it's a good thing that you want to share or a bad thing, have a conversation with God first. Not that you asking God for a decision or answer, but just talk to God about it first. And then let the homegirl know, or, the sister or the brother.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice. And that's what anything that's with love, business, personal stuff. Talk to God first.
I think that is the best advice because, like you said, it's universal. It goes beyond just, relationship scope or dating scope.
Yep.
Trust in the okay. I feel like I just like a broken record with my Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Okay, but y'all know what it is.
That's what Proverbs is for.
It is
for life.
I'm
live.
telling you, and that particular scripture, that highs, lows, in betweens, it covers all of it. What out of curiosity, what is one of your favorite scriptures?
I don't think I have a favorite scripture.
You don't? All of them?
No, not even. It's just that I want to be authentic and genuine, so I don't want to just be like, oh, this quote. But I don't think I have a favorite. I think that the word that I need, I get when I need it.
It's true.
And I also feel like the same scripture is going to touch differently in different situations, different chapters of life. So I don't know. I'm always just evolving. And that's the thing about me. I don't really have favorites.
Okay.
So if you ask me my favorite movie or my favorite food to eat, I don't have favorites. And that's always been a thing with me. And I think guys hate that because that's always a question they ask.
Right, because that's they go to.
What are your favorite? I have a favorite color. Pink is my favorite color.
Okay.
But I don't have favorites. So I always tell them okay, well, if we're on a game show and they ask what's my favorite movie, you could say Harry Potter, just so we can win $1 million. But I don't know. So just going back to your question, I don't really have a favorite scripture.
Okay. All right. But that's real though. Yeah. And I mean, and you're right. There are certain scriptures that do help in certain elements of your life. Because I do have scriptures that help me maybe through the lowest of lows point, or maybe when I was going through the heartbreak, that God can be that anchor. So there's certain, but my Proverbs 3, 5, 6, honey.
Proverbs got a lot of good stuff in it, though.
Oh my gosh, numerous
for people who struggle with reading the Bible, or you not so into religion. Proverbs is a good place to start because it's so relatable to our daily lives, and it's literally the instructions of how to live.
It is.
So I would definitely suggest that if you don't know where to start, or you just fall asleep while you're reading the Bible. Go to Proverbs.
Right, because that one will keep you interested.
It'll keep you up. You have some quotes for threads, okay? It'll get you together.
It's definitely it's gonna make you check yourself and really
and think.
Yeah, definitely. So this has been wonderful, by the way. I think that this will help so many to be able to know that it's never too late. You can start making the necessary adjustments and changes because, yes, you should have standards, but what should be your standards? And let's have some realistic ones. And let's not have them too high as far as them standards, and let's not have them too low either. Now we're settling. So, and again, the right person is going to fit right where you are in that moment, especially for those that are ready.
That's important.
To make sure that you're ready for dating and love. So,
and I'll also say what's the name of the episode? Because I loved how you worded it. are my standards keeping
Are
me
your
from love?
standards keeping love away?
Yes, keeping love away.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I have questioned that, like, are my standards keeping love away? Because sometimes you'll get people that tell you, oh, your standards too high.
Yeah.
And so I just want to tell everybody, like, it's okay to adjust the standards. It's okay to reevaluate as you grow and evolve. Your standards may change. So just keep that in mind. Like, the things you said 3 years ago may not fit who you are. So the standards might be keeping love away because you have not reevaluated and reflected. It's not that they're not good standards or they're too high or too low, but let's reflect. So
okay, that's a good one. Yeah. You're right.
Thank you.
So I think you give beautiful advice.
Beaut Tea Told.
Beautiful.
I just love the name of the podcast.
Thank you. Well, thank you, God, for giving me that.
Yes. See, talk to God about it.
I'm telling you, He will answer in due time.
Yeah, you can't rush him.
Time. You cannot.
Like we said earlier.
So, well, you know what? Without further ado, as we're talking about things that are beautiful, I do have to ask you, Miss CEO Marie.
Yes. That's what they called me.
That's right. I love it, by the way.
Thank you.
What makes you beautiful?
Okay. For me, number one, I've always felt beautiful my whole life, like since I popped out. And I definitely feel like that comes from God. My beauty comes from God. But I think what makes me beautiful is my confidence. And now that word kind of gets misconstrued and misunderstood sometimes. So for me, confidence is not about the way I look. It's about my ability to be resilient. It's about my adaptability. It's about my mindset and how I'm able to not only just evolve, but grow and flourish. So for me, my confidence is what makes me beautiful. As I said before, CEO stands for constantly encouraging others. And that's the beauty of who I am. Everywhere I go, I try to be an encouraging energy, an encouraging spirit. And I can't do that without being confident. So I have to truly believe that I have beauty, that that comes from God, and that my beauty is what allows me to be confident so that I can encourage people. So be confident. Look in the mirror. Don't focus on what you look like, but focus on how you thrive. Think about the skills and the things that you've been through and how that makes you beautiful, because we're all beautiful. We are. We just have to believe it and know it.
That's true.
So thank you for inviting me. Yes. I've had a great time. It's been a while since I've been on the podcast.
Okay. Well, I am honored then in that case to bring you back into the podcast
great time.
World.
Great time. You never know what the person needs. So
absolutely.
I definitely needed this, and I'm really, really thankful that you invited me.
Well, thank you. That just blesses my heart so much,
Thank
you know.
Thank you.
And like I said, not only being a blessing, both ways, because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she reached out to me, because I've always, when I seen you on the Entrepreneur Dating Game, because yes, she may look familiar for those who are tapped in on the pull-up experience. Yes.
Yeah.
This beauty was on there, trying to find love. So at least, like I said, if nothing else, honey, you will step out. Yes, you still here. You will step out and try different things.
And I do. Yeah.
Be open to it. So,
I'm a living testament.
Kudos to you. Yeah. Now you can say you did it,
I did. Yeah. And then I didn't.
I know. Hey. And that's okay. And that is okay. I think we sometimes have to be okay with letting go of what didn't work. Yep. So
this worked.
All right.
This worked.
Absolutely. Now we locked in forever, girl. Yes. And don't forget, when you get that podcast going, hit me up. I'm ready. So I can't end the show without us giving somebody some helpful advice. So what's the tea?
Let me get some tea.
Ready, y'all. Me too. I feel like this might be one that I need a little sip from.
But hopefully the listener is watching this episode, because I think it'll be a helpful episode for them.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yep.
So guys, without further ado, here we go. And I'm gonna sum it up once we're done here. Okay. So it says, hey Britt, I'm honestly starting to believe there are no good men left anymore. I'm in my 30s, attractive, independent, educated, and I know what to bring to the table. But dating has been exhausting. It's funny that we were just talking about being exhausted. All right. Every guy I meet either wants something casual, been there, lacks emotional maturity, or just doesn't align with my standards. So at this point, I'm starting to wonder if love is even realistic anymore. My friends tell me I'm too picky, but I don't think so. All I want is consistency, honesty, effort, stability, and emotional intelligence. Is that too much to ask? Am I protecting my peace or unknowingly pushing good men away? Is the dating pool really this bad? And am I just being overly critical and impossible to satisfy?
That last part. Overly critical, impossible to satisfy. Sounds like a Drake bar.
It definitely is giving that.
Okay.
So, and I guess to simplify it all, she feels like she is definitely an eligible bachelorette out here, She has the qualities that she feels that men are looking for. So what's the problem?
I think we have to approach this with a solution in mind. So let's take it step by step. I think first step is evaluating those standards. How long is the list? What are the things that are on the list?
Yeah.
And then step 2 is looking back over that list and checking off all of the standards you've experienced in dating with men.
Yeah.
Right? So checking it off and seeing how realistic are those standards, right?
Yeah.
So by going through and making those check marks, you'll see like, okay, I got actually 3 check marks on this one. So this is probably, I got 0 on this one. So this might be, so I think those are actionable things you can do, like to really like evaluate the standards. Cause that was part of the question, like, am I being overcritical? And then I also think we need to go through all of the situations that didn't work out. What was the thing that kind of pushed you away? Part. And then really reflect, was it overcritical? Or did it align with my standards? Because you say you have these standards, but you stopped talking to him for something that wasn't even aligned with your standards. So it's all about self-reflection.
Ooh.
And I mean, I'm a data girl. I come from an educational background, so the data never lies. So that's why in my mind, I instantly go to writing a list, making check marks, like visually seeing, because sometimes we lie to ourselves. And I'm not saying, that you're not being honest. Miss what do we call them? Our beauties?
Our beauties. So
I'm not saying that, but I like to give people actionable things to reflect. So that's what I would say.
Okay. And I feel like that's fair because you're right. And speaking of which, I had to do that with me because when I realized that, marriage ended, you come to that realization, but then you can no longer just keep pointing the finger at that person. At some point or another, you got to realize, what could I have done differently? What was God trying to show me that I ignored?
Yep. That's a good one.
And that's on both ends, you know what I mean?
That's a good one.
Because there was some immaturity on both ends. There were some things that I had toxic trait wise that, I really had to start making those changes. So yes, resume wise, sister girl sound like she got it all. She got
it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in your 30s. Yeah. Attractive means that you're taking care of your body, it sounds like. Yeah. And, you're educated. So it sounds like you also have a good, good job, good money. Hopefully, good with the money management part of it as well. So I think that, I think sometimes we try to rush into something without really just taking the time to really realize that, okay, yes, I have this and this and this. But what else could I be doing that while God is getting my man together? Because maybe God need a little time to get them together the way you want them to. True. So would we want to rush, the perfection that will come to be when it's
that's
time?
perfect for you, right?
Yeah. Or do you really want a rush job? Do you really want it? Because for me, I had to realize that there were some things that I needed to do for me, personal goals that I still wanted to attain, that if I were to be given a partner in that time frame would distract me from those goals.
Right. And I think that's so important to reflect on. Maybe that's why you're not finding the perfect guy yet, because the timing's not right, because there's things that you need to work on.
Yeah.
Also think about the environment. I know for me personally, I work at a school. I see the same people every day. I don't want to date none of them. They,
Right.
These are my coworkers. So also, evaluate the environment.
Yeah.
What does your daily life look like? What environments are you frequenting? You're not obviously finding men there. So how can you step outside of your environment?
Good with the environment. Yeah.
And where do you go to meet people, meet guys? How can you expand your environment? Because at the end of the day, it's about proximity.
It is.
You only get to meet who you get to meet.
That's true.
So that too. So maybe she is ready. Maybe she's worked on everything.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the environment. Take a weekend trip.
That's right.
Go to events.
That's right.
And if you are, go to different events.
Try something new.
So that too.
That's a good point, Marie, because I find myself going outside of what I would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the movies by yourself, so that way you can be approachable. I love when
that too. Be approachable. Maybe she's not approachable.
That's true. Maybe in your phone.
How can we be approachable? What's being approachable? What does that mean? Because I think a lot of women don't, and Black women too. I'm gonna say it. Sometimes we are not approachable to men, and I pride myself on being approachable. Sometimes I'm too approachable. Sometimes I'm approaching you. Okay. Yes. But I do tell some of my friends that, like, one of my homegirls is like, "How do you get guys to buy you drinks?" And I'm like, "Be approachable."
Yeah.
Like, don't stand at the bar with your credit card in your hand. Okay. Don't do that. Yeah, like, be approachable. Like, be open to a conversation. If he look at you, look back.
Yeah.
Don't just be like,
a cute little bling.
Now at the gas station, be careful. Don't be approachable. But you know what I mean? Like, be approachable. So maybe she needs to be approachable too.
That's true. So there's so she got quite a bit to have to chew on. But I think that this is good. Nuggets for you to be able to chew on here is just be approachable. Mm-hmm. Focus on your personal goals, because I really do believe that single season can be a blessing if it's used the right way.
I'm blessed.
Yes. Y'all. Okay. Yeah. And this is coming from the OG.
From the OG. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna have to add an S at the end of CEO. Single, because it's but we're gonna stay focused here. So we are. Personal development, environment, checking inventory of your standards. Making sure that it aligns with the standards.
All the things. That's 4 things.
That's 4 things.
So I feel like this.
That's a lot.
Start there, and then let us know how that is. Because I'm feeling pretty confident now within 6 months or even less. That I think that your scenario will be a little different. And you'll be writing me to tell me a different
holler
update.
At your girl.
So speaking of which, any of the beauties and gents out there that are giving me these lessons and I'm giving you this advice, follow up. Let me know how that all went, because I would love to know the love stories that have come about, by taking the advice or taking your time. And, and then when God blesses, he don't miss. Okay. He going to give you everything you look for and then some. Because sometimes what you pray for ain't enough. And God will give you extra. So he'll give you a double for your trouble. And I'm living proof that it can happen.
Now, how do they get to send a question in? Because I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah, so they can DM me. Okay. You can email me. Okay. So my email. So all that information is on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So or my social medias, I should say, as well. So hit me up. And I'm on. Let's see, everything except for these newest ones. What's one, Bree? Twitch. I ain't on that yet. I don't even know what that is yet. Okay. I'll figure it out.
Threads.
Threads, I gotta do better.
You got a lot to say. You need to be on there.
I know. I gotta do better because I be seeing my relationship peeps out there that I like to follow, and they be on there. So clearly, I need to be on there too. So good point. But TikToks, Instagram. I mean, it's all there, y'all. Just
and they could just
drop down there. Send me a message. While you at it, go ahead and subscribe.
Definitely subscribe.
For those that just been taking these nuggets and these gems and
they don't cost nothing to subscribe. Okay, just click the button and turn the notifications off.
You're gonna be good, and your finger gonna be okay once you're done. I promise. So just do it.
I subscribe to everything.
I do, and I don't care about the number. They might have only 517 subscribers. Now you got 518 because I like what you said.
Yep.
So please, and I think that'll help the world go round, plentiful.
Yep.
And I promise y'all, it's almost there. My goal is to still get it done before spring is over.
Okay.
And I'm running out of time. But that means that I just got to put the pedal to the metal. So I'm coming, y'all, because I don't want to disappoint, because when I tell y'all journaling saved my life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I wanted to be able to help those that really need it. And I think what other way than to have a faith journal in your hands too. Yes. So be on the lookout, because I'm going to have them pre-orders ready to go really soon. Y'all keep me accountable. Hit me up if I'm taking too long, because that lets me know that y'all waiting too. And I'm coming. Okay. And in the meantime, go to my website and get your free dating blueprint. Get your Intentionally Dating Blueprint. There we go.
Intentionally dating. Okay.
Lord, I might need some more tea to
And
get
it's
my
free?
mind together. It's free.
Okay.
It costs
I'm
you
gonna
nothing
download that when I
again.
leave.
So subscribe is free. Get your blueprint is free.
Yep.
Everything free. For now. This channel ain't gonna be free. But
for
it's
now,
gonna help
you better go now.
That's right. That's right. And you know, make sure y'all tap in with my girl and with everything she has going on, because she's got a lot, but it's very good. It's going to be able to help y'all as well, because I don't know about y'all, but she brought the knowledge today.
Thank you.
She let you know that she an educator, not just in the academics.
Yeah, I'll always, even though I'm retiring, I'll always be a teacher at heart. You know, God bless me to be an educator. So I highly encourage you to follow me on Instagram at CEO Marie across all socials, but Instagram is where I'm most active. And I'm very social on Instagram. I follow people back. I comment. I like. So I love to build community. So hopefully I'll see some beauts and some gents on my Instagram that I can connect with.
Absolutely. I love it. And again, once again, thank you so much for all of this. It's a beautiful time. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Comment, share. Let us know how you feel. Let us know, what is some standards that you maybe did away with some standards you had to add later on in life because you realized like this is something that's important to you. So let me know. I'm reading every comment and I'm definitely am responding. So all right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And until next time, let's make a change.